There is a divine order moving through your life right now, even in the moments that seem broken, delayed, or denied. What you call a setback is not a punishment. It is a redirection, a quiet rearrangement of events to bring you into alignment with something far greater than your present vision. The mind, however, must be trained to recognize this truth, for an untrained mind will label every delay as defeat and every obstacle as failure. You must begin by changing the meaning you assign to events. Nothing has meaning except the meaning you give it. When something appears to go wrong, you have a choice. You can say, "This is against me," or you can declare, "This is working for me in ways I cannot yet see." The words you choose are not empty. They are commands impressed upon the deeper mind, and the deeper mind obeys without question. When you persist in the belief that life is supporting you, even in difficulty, your inner world begins to shift, and your outer world must follow. Train yourself to pause in the moment of disappointment. Do not react as you once did. Instead, become still and say within yourself, "There is a hidden opportunity here, and it is now being revealed to me." This is not denial of reality. It is the transformation of it. For reality is shaped not only by circumstances, but by consciousness. When you hold the conviction that every event carries a gift, your awareness sharpens, and you begin to notice doors where others see walls. Your imagination is your greatest instrument in this reprogramming. Do not allow it to dwell on loss, fear, or what might go wrong. Instead, see every setback as a turning point leading to something better than you originally planned. Imagine that what seemed like a failure is actually clearing the path for a greater success. Feel the relief, the gratitude, the quiet certainty that something beautiful is unfolding behind the scenes. This feeling is the bridge between where you are and where you are meant to be. You must also release the habit of self-blame. Many people, when faced with setbacks, turn inward with criticism and doubt. They say, "I am not good enough," or "I always fail." These statements are seeds planted in the mind, and they grow into repeated experiences. Instead, affirm your worth and your power. Say, "I am guided, I am capable, and every experience is refining me." When you speak this way, you align yourself with growth rather than limitation. Understand that timing is part of the greater design. What you desire may not come when you demand it, but it will come when you are ready to receive it. A setback often serves to prepare you, to strengthen your faith, to refine your vision. If everything arrived instantly, you would not develop the depth required to sustain it. Trust that what is delayed is not denied. It is being perfected for you. Gratitude is another powerful force in this transformation. Be grateful not only for what feels good, but for what challenges you. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from resistance to acceptance. When you give thanks for a setback, you dissolve its power to discourage you and open yourself to its hidden blessing. Say, "Thank you for this experience, for it is leading me to something greater." And watch how your perspective changes, how your energy lifts, how new possibilities begin to appear. Surround your mind with truth. Do not feed it with doubt, fear, and negativity. What you repeatedly hear and think becomes your inner reality. Choose thoughts that empower you, words that uplift you, beliefs that expand you. Guard your mental space as you would guard something precious, for it is the foundation of everything you create. As you continue this practice, you will notice a shift. What once discouraged you will begin to strengthen you. What once felt like an ending will reveal itself as a beginning. You will move through life with a quiet confidence, knowing that nothing can truly work against you when your mind is aligned with possibility. And so, every setback becomes a stepping stone, every delay a divine pause, every challenge an invitation to rise higher. Your mind, once trained in fear, becomes trained in faith. Your vision, once clouded by doubt, becomes clear with expectation. And you walk forward not as a victim of circumstance, but as a conscious creator, seeing opportunity where others see defeat, and turning every experience into a pathway toward your highest good. You must understand that nothing in your life carries a fixed meaning until you give it one. Every event, every delay, every apparent failure is neutral at its core, waiting for your mind to assign it a story. Most people, without realizing it, have been conditioned to label anything uncomfortable as negative, anything unexpected as wrong, and anything delayed as a sign of defeat. This habit of interpretation becomes so automatic that they do not question it, and so they live in a world where setbacks appear constant and opportunities seem rare. But the truth is far more powerful and liberating. The meaning you assign to any situation determines the experience you have of it, and the outcome that follows. When you call something a setback, your mind begins to look for evidence that supports that belief. It searches for reasons why things are not working, why you are behind, why you have failed. Your energy contracts, your confidence weakens, and your actions reflect this inner state. In this way, the label becomes a self-fulfilling pattern. If, however, you decide that every setback is an opportunity in disguise, your mind begins to operate in a completely different way. It starts searching for the hidden advantage, the lesson, the redirection that is taking place. Your awareness expands instead of shrinking. You begin to notice ideas, connections, and possibilities that were invisible to you before. The same situation that once felt heavy and discouraging now becomes a source of insight and movement. This is not about pretending that difficulties do not exist. It is about choosing the lens through which you view them. A delay can be seen as wasted time, or it can be seen as preparation. A rejection can be seen as failure, or it can be seen as protection from something that was not right for you. A mistake can be seen as proof of inadequacy, or it can be seen as valuable feedback guiding you toward improvement. The event itself does not change, but your experience of it transforms completely based on the meaning you assign. Your words play a powerful role in this process. What you repeatedly say about your life becomes the script your mind follows. If you constantly say, "Nothing ever works out for me," your mind accepts this as truth and organizes your perceptions around it. You begin to overlook the moments when things do work out, and you magnify the moments when they do not. But when you begin to say, "Everything is working in my favor," even when it does not appear that way, you plant a new seed in your consciousness. With repetition, this seed grows into a belief, and that belief shapes your reality. It is important to catch yourself in the moment when a setback occurs. This is where the transformation begins. Instead of reacting automatically with frustration or disappointment, pause and become aware of your thoughts. Notice the story you are about to tell yourself. Then gently but firmly choose a different story. Say to yourself, "There is something here for me. This is leading me somewhere better." At first, this may feel unnatural because you are breaking an old pattern, but with practice, it becomes your new way of thinking. Your imagination is a powerful ally in this process. When something goes wrong, the mind often rushes to imagine worst-case scenarios. It creates pictures of failure, loss, and limitation. You must take control of this faculty and redirect it. Instead of imagining how things could get worse, imagine how the situation could turn into something better than you expected. See yourself benefiting from the very thing that seemed like a problem. Feel the relief and confidence as if the solution has already revealed itself. Emotion is the force that energizes your thoughts. When you attach a feeling of hope, trust, and expectation to your new interpretation, it becomes far more powerful. You are not simply thinking differently, you are feeling differently, and this shifts your entire state of being. From this state, your actions change naturally. You become more open, more creative, more willing to take steps forward. Opportunities respond to this energy, and what once seemed like a setback begins to unfold in unexpected ways. You must also release the need to immediately understand everything. Sometimes the opportunity within a setback is not visible right away. It may take time for the pieces to come together. If you insist on seeing the benefit instantly, you may become discouraged and return to old patterns of thinking. Instead, cultivate trust. Trust that there is an order unfolding, even if you cannot yet see it. This trust keeps your mind open and receptive, allowing the opportunity to reveal itself in its own time. Another important aspect of changing meaning is letting go of comparison. When you compare your journey to others, you may interpret your delays as signs that you are falling behind. but each path is unique, and what appears as a setback in your timeline may actually be aligning you with something that would not be possible otherwise. When you stop measuring your progress against others, you free yourself to see your experiences more clearly and positively. Consistency is key in this reprogramming. You cannot change a lifetime of conditioned thinking in a single moment, but you can change it through repeated choice. Each time you reinterpret a setback as an opportunity, you strengthen a new pathway in your mind. Over time, this becomes your default way of thinking. What once required effort becomes natural, and you begin to experience life differently without forcing it. You will notice that challenges no longer carry the same weight they once did. They become lighter, more manageable, even interesting. You begin to approach them with curiosity instead of fear, asking, "What is this here to teach me? How is this serving me?" This shift in attitude opens doors that were previously closed, because you are no longer resisting what is happening. You are working with it, allowing it to guide you. In this way, you reclaim your power. You are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances, reacting to whatever happens. You become the one who defines the meaning of your experiences, and therefore the one who shapes your reality. Every setback becomes a tool, every challenge a stepping stone, every delay a preparation for something greater, and your mind, once conditioned to see obstacles, becomes trained to see opportunity everywhere. Your imagination is the gateway through which every opportunity enters your life, and it is through this faculty that setbacks are transformed into stepping stones. The human mind is like fertile soil. Whatever seeds you plant in it, whether of fear or faith, will grow and bear fruit. When you allow your imagination to dwell on failure, you create a reality that matches those images. But when you deliberately cultivate images of success, resolution, and hidden advantage, you are directing your life toward outcomes far beyond what ordinary expectation might suggest. To reprogram your mind, you must first recognize the immense power of imagination, for it is the invisible force that shapes the visible world. Begin by understanding that imagination does not lie. It reflects possibilities that already exist in the unseen world, waiting to be realized in your life. Every invention, every discovery, every success began as an image in someone's mind before it manifested in reality. You must adopt this principle for your own life. When something appears as a setback, it is not the end of your story. It is the opening act, the moment where imagination can step in and reveal the pathway forward. By imagining the hidden benefit, the growth, the connection, or the turning point, you are already co-creating with the invisible forces that shape experience. Words are the currency of the mind, and affirmations are the instruments through which imagination gains power. When a challenge arises, do not allow your inner dialogue to repeat old patterns of despair or frustration. Instead, speak to your mind with clarity and confidence. Say to yourself, "This situation is opening the door to greater possibilities," or "I am discovering the blessing hidden within this difficulty." Repeating such affirmations is not mere wishful thinking. It is an act of conscious programming. With each repetition, you impress upon your subconscious mind the truth that there is opportunity embedded in every circumstance, and your mind begins to align your external experience with this truth. Emotion is the fuel that brings imagination to life. The mind responds not just to words but to the feeling behind them. When you affirm the positive, do so with a genuine sense of expectation, gratitude, and calm assurance. Feel the relief, the expansion, and the satisfaction as though the opportunity has already been revealed. This combination of thought and feeling awakens a magnetic force within you, drawing circumstances, people, and ideas into alignment with the vision you hold. A neutral mind cannot produce miracles, but a mind charged with expectation and positive feeling becomes a potent instrument for transformation. Visualization is another essential tool. Take a moment to see the scenario that initially felt like a setback, and imagine it unfolding in your favor. See yourself navigating the difficulty with grace, finding solutions, and moving forward with greater insight and confidence. Imagine the hidden doors opening, the unexpected help arriving, the creative idea that solves the problem. The more vividly you imagine, the more real it becomes to your subconscious mind, and the more naturally your external world begins to respond. Visualization is not escape, it is the act of perceiving the invisible, which then informs the visible. You must also create a habit of reflecting on past setbacks and identifying the opportunities they concealed. When you look back at situations that once felt discouraging, ask yourself how they contributed to your growth, wisdom, or current success. Perhaps a missed job led you to a better path, a failed relationship taught you the value of self-respect, or a financial challenge inspired you to develop skills that now serve you abundantly. When you consistently find the benefit in the past, your mind becomes conditioned to seek benefit in the present, and setbacks lose their power to overwhelm you. They become teachers, guides, and sometimes even blessings in disguise. Faith in the unseen is critical. Often the mind wants immediate proof, instant validation, or visible results. Yet many opportunities reveal themselves only over time, after a period of invisible preparation. By holding the image of success and the sense of hidden advantage, even when no evidence is present, you are exercising a principle that guarantees eventual manifestation. Doubt weakens the mind's ability to perceive opportunity, but faith strengthens it. Faith is not passive, it is active imagination paired with confident expectation. It is the quiet assurance that the universe, in its perfect intelligence, is orchestrating events on your behalf. You must guard your imagination carefully. What you feed it becomes the lens through which you see life. Avoid dwelling on problems, ruminating on misfortune, or allowing fear to dominate your thoughts. Instead, consciously feed your imagination with solutions, possibilities, gratitude, and affirmation. Surround yourself with stories, ideas, and people that reinforce this constructive mindset. Your inner world is like a garden. Weeds of negativity will overtake it if left unchecked, but careful cultivation will allow vibrant growth to flourish. The mind that consistently imagines success, even through difficulty, becomes a magnet for success itself. Action flows naturally from this inner alignment. When your imagination is trained to see opportunity in every setback, you are more likely to act with creativity, courage, and persistence. You do not rush impulsively or panic in confusion. Instead, you move with insight and confidence. Ideas appear, solutions become visible, and the right steps become clear. Your external world begins to mirror the images you hold within, for the subconscious mind is always working to realize what it believes to be true. Your imagination sets the blueprint, and your actions bring it into tangible form. Consistency and repetition are the keys to making this transformation permanent. Each time a challenge arises, consciously imagine the hidden benefit and affirm the positive. Old patterns of doubt to sneak in unnoticed. Over time, your mind becomes naturally tuned to see opportunity where others see obstacles. Even in the midst of apparent chaos, you remain anchored in the vision of advantage, calm and confident in your ability to navigate any situation. The more you practice this, the more effortless it becomes, until seeing setbacks as opportunities is no longer a conscious effort, but a natural state of being. By integrating imagination, affirmation, visualization, and emotion, you are essentially retraining the deepest levels of your consciousness. You are replacing old habits of fear, frustration, and limitation with habits of hope, expectation, and expansion. Life responds to the state of your mind. When your mind is focused on growth and opportunity, your circumstances begin to align with that focus. What once appeared as random misfortune now reveals itself as a carefully orchestrated guide, leading you toward paths of greater fulfillment, success, and joy. Your mind becomes a fertile field where every apparent setback can be planted and transformed into something fruitful. The key is to consistently see beyond the surface, to trust in the unseen intelligence at work, and to use the tools of imagination and affirmation to guide your consciousness. As this becomes habitual, setbacks no longer evoke fear or frustration. They become moments of potential, moments of insight, moments where you are invited to step into a higher level of understanding, creativity, and personal power. By training your imagination to see opportunity, you awaken the latent force within you that turns every challenge into a stepping stone toward your highest good. Trust in divine timing is the quiet, unseen force that transforms what appears to be a setback into a pathway of opportunity. The human mind often seeks immediate results, instant validation, and visible evidence of progress. When events do not unfold according to expectation, fear and frustration rise, convincing the mind that something has gone wrong. Yet the truth is that timing is never off. Every experience occurs exactly when it is meant to, guided by a higher intelligence that knows the perfect moment for every revelation, opportunity, and blessing. To reprogram the mind, you must learn to see delay not as denial, but as preparation, refinement, and alignment with the greater good. The first step in trusting divine timing is to release the need to control everything. Many people try to force outcomes, push events, or manipulate circumstances in the hope of speeding results. This creates tension, resistance, and often unintended consequences. When you let go of control, you are not giving up action. You are simply allowing the larger forces of intelligence to operate in harmony with your intentions.